Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick look here at Bitcoin, seeing what's going on. We're going to double check a few key factors. We got a lot going on the charts right now. So a few things folks have kind of brought to my attention, which you can see pretty clear as day. We got our three white soldiers here. Could see a fourth red day in correction. That's pretty common characteristic. Doesn't mean the price is going to drop to the floor, but we could see a natural correction. We also need to recognize too on the weekly time frame that we are retesting some key level resistances here, specifically this level at 46,950. Round number 47,000. That was a 3-week candlestick closure rejection. Okay, so the price rejected out for 3 weeks in a row back in March of 22. Okay, now again, does this really mean that it's going to reject out now because of that one level? Not necessarily. It just implies that closing over 47,000 is a pretty big deal on the weekly. If we close above 47K on the weekly, I think somewhere in the upwards 49 to 50. What this next level here would be roughly 51K. Those levels could very well be retested. Okay, so again, just depends on how things end up happening here. We can say the same thing as well for the monthly too. We got a monthly close here at about 45,500. So 45.5 should be an effective support level for us. That coincidentally is really close to this 0.618 fib level here at about 45,000. So 45 to 45.5. Potential support levels here for us if the price pulls back. If it continues up though, it may never look back. Again, I know that seems crazy. A lot of folks are considering the price is going to pull back to that 36,000 range. I'm more so thinking it's not. Quick little congrats to our community members here for some nice profits from DOT. Basically a 24-hour trade, 17-18%, little 5x leverage trade. Bitcoin 61% for a 10x leverage trade in 7 days, and Solana 5x leverage at basically 7 days as well for 50%. So congrats to our community members for raking in some nice profits there. That is fantastic. And what we want to look at here is on the back end, kind of see what's going on with our high block capital. Okay, so I think I got my chart already pulled up here. Let's go ahead and pull this one up. This is last 7-day look back. We can see again, last 7 days, people feeling pretty comfortable with 51K for a consideration for a short. Okay. Now I can kind of side with that because there's a lot of resistance between there, 49 to 50. There's some resistance there based on previous closures we've already looked at, but in general, it's that big mark that we've never crossed above 49K. So I can understand consideration for a short right now. It totally makes sense. But if we look at larger time frames, let's go ahead and see if that reaffirms itself. Looking at the 1 month here, there's a significant amount of resistance, significant amount of shorting potential here from just say about 3 weeks ago, people entering their shorts at about 51,100. Okay, so this goes on for more than just the last 7 days. It's been the same narrative for the last 1 month. And if we take a look at 3 months, same thing as well. In roughly the last 3 months, or you could say a month and a half, we can see a lot of liquidation between 50 to 52,000. Okay, so that leads me to believe we see a retest that level. We're going to see the price probably continue to run after that. Okay, because again, that level gets swept. We'll be basically making new all-time highs for the year or last year, and it'll be one of those situations where the price continues higher. Again, keep in mind too, and this is that talk that everyone keeps thinking about, is 35,000 going to be retested? It seems very unlikely right now, but anything can happen in the crypto market, right? So we got to be prepared and ready for it. I've got some pretty monstrous limit orders in that area just to be safe. Do I personally think that's going to happen? No, I'm going to continue to add to my position if the price goes down, though. That's for sure. And you probably should consider that too, because a few years from now, I think 40,000 is going to be a thing of the past. I don't think we're ever going to see it again. So right now, at this point, is it worth investing at 47,200? Let's go ahead and see if that's worthwhile. So taking a look here, we're going to just jump into the daily because the weekly and the monthly, they're looking pretty bullish, right? We have the MACD FU on the weekly and mostly bullish signs on every other time frame. Okay, so we don't need to dive into that just yet. We will at when the week's over. But for right now that we understand some of those key level resistances as support levels, we can note that 47,000 is a strong support level and or resistance. We can see that it occurred right here, and it's potentially going to occur here again as well. Okay, this could be the beginning of a cup and handle pattern. Wouldn't be surprised we get a pivot off of 45,500 just based on that being a previous monthly candlestick closure. Okay, so those are little things that could essentially occur. Is that a guarantee? No. These are just possibilities here. Again, everything's speculation, folks. You got to recognize even the best TA out there is never going to be able to predict this 100%. Okay. But truth is, we are becoming overextended here, leading into a resistance level. Natural pullbacks will happen. Okay, so let's talk about that and if that's possible based on the TA. Well, we're testing 70 on the RSI. We're trying to break above. In its history, when you look at Bitcoin at breaking above 70 on the RSI, just say for example, October 20th through November 13th. That lasted about, what is that, 2.5 weeks as a rough estimate. And what occurred there during that time frame when RSI was up over 70, we saw this happen right here. That's a terrible illustration, but generally speaking, this is what happened when the RSI broke over 70. Okay, so we could really be in the infant stages of that right now. The price action could be doing a very similar scenario here, where it essentially continues a lot higher. Okay, so that could put us in that 51, 52K range. Okay, so again, just generally speaking, that's how RSI works. When you're up over 70, it almost becomes a critical or exponential growth, if you will. Take a look here as well. This most recent time frame, December 3rd to December 11th, that was 1 week. In that 1 week, RSI was up over 70, and it did roughly this here. Okay, now that's not super significant. You take a look at the percentage, that's maybe 10%. And you know, previous here as well, you look at this guy from here to here, that was maybe 10-15%, right? But if we take that same exact scenario and we go 10-15% higher than where we're at right now, that would put us smack dab in the 50 to 52K range. Okay, so I think there's possibilities of that happening if the RSI continues to break through 70 and we see the price push through that level, that resistance at 49 to 50K. Okay, again, short squeeze, all that stuff happens. We should see 50K. Now, is that a guarantee now? No, but it seems like we're poised and ready for that if we can close over 47K for the weekly. Okay. So again, those are just little things I'm kind of looking for, but generally speaking, we take a look at everything else that we've discussed previously. We're above all moving averages. We are swinging upwards stochastically, as well as the money flow index being high. Okay, MFI being extremely high, it carries a lot of weight, right? So when we take a look at volume, we can see it may not look like a lot, but compared to the last 14 days of trading, we're seeing a lot more volume now than we did 14 days ago. Okay, so again, that's a very positive sign. So overall, a lot of money is flowing into the coin. It'll eventually have to flow out. There's that truth. Absolutely, the price will pull back. But is it going to hold at 45.5 or maybe just say 45K? I think it's a strong consideration. In fact, coincidentally, and this is probably no coincidence at all, 0.618, 0.65, this is that golden pocket. Okay, so we have that nice little security, if you will, at 45 to 45.5K. So that could very well be the next takeoff or the liftoff point where the price consolidates, comes back down, and then just takes off. Okay, so it seems like a likely probability to me to see something along those lines. But once again, all theoretical here at this point. Take a look at the 4-hour time frame. Let's go ahead and just double check. We are pretty well overextended here, and in its history as well. I think the RSI, maybe only 2 or 3 days, we can see the price action stay above 70 on the RSI in any normal circumstance. So there is no doubt that we're extremely overextended here. We're at a, we're at like 13 4-hour candles in a row without any kind of retracement. That's pretty massive. So does that mean the price is going to drop hard? No, but it does imply the price should pull back a little bit, and or at the very least consolidate for a period of time. We need to get a reset here soon, or it's just going to be massively overextended. We leave it too long, and it will have problems pulling back. Okay. So to me, I think the 45 to 47K range makes a lot more sense for the price action to kind of just hang out in that range and either definitively break up or down. That seems like a stronger likelihood. So again, if you got some altcoins, just be mindful of that. Bitcoin dominance is still on the rise, which is interesting. A lot of altcoins are still in the green too. Only some low-level coins are effectively getting sold off right now. So my anticipation is we're going to probably see some red this weekend, just based on the simple fact that Bitcoin dominance is remaining high. If Bitcoin price doesn't pull back, we could see that happen. To touch on that here, if you take a look in our education section, I got it pinned just to kind of keep it easy here for you. But Bitcoin dominance is up and the price of Bitcoin is up. Alts typically go down when that happens. Okay. We haven't seen that yet, which is interesting. Okay, that could imply alt season. There's a lot of talk about that. I'm not going to go into that just yet, but the truth here is that a necessary correction is due here soon. I don't think it's going to be monstrous. I think it will just be to the next key support level, which coincidentally again is at 45 to 46K, that golden pocket of 0.618 to 0.65. So that's kind of what we're looking at there on the 4-hour time frame. Is it extended overextended? Absolutely. Is it due for correction? Absolutely. Is that going to happen? We truly don't know, folks. Again, market movers are doing some pretty crazy things right now. They do crazy things on the way down as well to be able to add to their bags at 40 to 41,000. But this is no coincidence, this whole system that's in place here. They're absolutely controlling the market, and we're just kind of small fish in a big pond. So TD sequential does tell us here that we've hit massive overextensions. So first overextension there, price didn't reset, continued higher. Overextended here, price consolidates, puts itself into a pennant type of pattern. Price comes up to an 8 here. We are also seeing another type of pennant pattern here as well. So this just could continue on for a long time. Do I think that's going to happen? Probably not. We have to slow down soon. It would make a lot more sense to pivot down to 45K, 45 to 45.5, and then to rally and to retry and to retest that 49,000 mark. Again, it could just be as simple as a really nice looking cup and handle pattern that's playing out here at this point. This very well could be the case. Okay, so I'm subscribing to something along these lines here as a potential reality. Once more, super speculative, you never truly know. But big picture is that Bitcoin's here, I wouldn't say to stay, but the longer we spend in these upper ranges here, the more likely we are to continue higher, okay? So all in all, I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. Do I think we're gonna see a correction? Yes. Do I think 45 to 45.5K is a likelihood? Also think that's a yes. Do you just wait for that level to hit? No. Do you short to that level? Definitely not. I think shorting right now is a very, very bad consideration. Again, just based on the simple fact of the matter, you're much better waiting for a long position, a better long entry than you are to wait for to take a short to that level right now. Okay, trust me, folks. People are getting destroyed right now. There's billions and billions of dollars getting liquidated because of this movement. Okay, a lot of people are super dead set on shorting. Please get that out of your head. If you don't want to get destroyed, don't short. Okay, better off sticking out and waiting for a nice long position. Very last thing, of course, we can double check here, and this is almost probably just a joke at this point, but if you take a look here at the Ichimoku Cloud, 0 reasons to consider a short position. Okay, this is why indicators like this exist, because they're conservative and they're safe. So if you've been following this entire time, and you probably wouldn't have shorted. Had you not shorted, you probably wouldn't have got liquidated. All right. So again, I'm just saying that generally because a lot of folks in my community, and I've heard of others too, just getting absolutely destroyed trying to short too heavy right now. You're better off waiting because again, the market movers are the ones taking this, doing this here. This is not technical, or sorry, this is not traditional technical analysis. Almost, I wouldn't say it doesn't matter, but it's rendered useless when this continuation type of stuff happens. All the more reason why you got to look at larger time resistances and support levels too. So that's kind of where we're at. I hope I educated you enough on this, and it makes a little bit more sense as I describe it. But if you are new to the channel, again, thanks again for watching. Appreciate the support, and hope you can continue to learn some stuff here. Again, cryptocash.tech if you want to become a better trader. Highly recommend using Bitunix, phenomenal exchange. Link down below for them. No KYC or VPN. We're using them as a community exclusively, and I can tell you they've been really good to us. Thanks again, Bitunix. And thank you too for watching. Hope you have a great rest of the day. We'll see you on the next video. Take care.